What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Steelers Training Camp Rewind. I will consider this the last day of training camp. Not from Latrobe, but we are from Acrisure Stadium, as you can see right on the field here. This joint practice between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Buffalo Bills. Really good practice today. Most joint practices often feel fruitless because of brawls and fights, and they end early. Not this one. There was some chippiness, there was some little scraps, nothing serious. Everything you would expect in a really competitive, fiery, good training camp practice. And I thought that's what this was. And so let's go down the rundown of some stuff that was interesting today. First of all, injury-wise, Dante Jackson, Keanu Benton, Alex Highsmith, and DeMarvin Leal all were back today. So that's good news for the Steelers. Nate Herbig, Jonathan Ward did not practice. So those are guys that you have to look at for Friday and see where they're at then for Saturday. But certainly guys that might not play. And then we saw the quarterback situation. Remember yesterday when I said it felt like Russell Wilson had that unquestioned QB1 mantra to him. Not today. Now, he did take first-team reps. He took all the first-team reps in 7 shots and took all the first-team reps in the first-team period, but they flip-flopped back and forth. So on one 11-on-11 period, you would see, for example, Justin Fields go out there for all of the reps. And then the next one, you would see Russell Wilson. Same with 7-on-7. So it just kept going back and forth. Not many reps for Kyle Allen or John Rhys Plumlee. Instead, you saw those two really go back and forth. And Justin Fields, to me, had a really good day. I thought the Fields-led first-team group moved better than the Wilson-led first-team group. And I thought a lot of that was because the Bills allowed Wilson and Fields to kind of run out of pockets, whether that was on play action, that was on rollouts, whatever it might be on. It felt like quite often, actually, that they were just scampering out. Even in the 2-minute drill, the last 2-minute drill practice for the Steelers, you saw Justin Fields taking about 32 yards just down the sideline. No one was even around him. But Fields made some really nice throws today, really dotting outside the numbers. Hit Van Jefferson on a gorgeous corner route over here at about the 40-yard line for about 20 yards. Russell Wilson had some nice throws as well, but it felt like Fields today, man, matched Russell Wilson throw for throw and took it a little bit up past that, to be quite honest with you. So, impressive stuff from what we saw with Justin Fields. Other things to note, the run game today. I thought, in 7 shots, they had 2 of them, and they got basically stopped in their tracks on both of the runs in 7 shots. And then they came out here in the first rep of 11-on-11 in team run period, and Najee Harris just broke a 40-yard touchdown. It felt boom or bust a lot of the time, and it was almost always parlayed to run tight. Mid-zone and wide zone seemed to hit really well and consistently throughout the day. And it felt like inside zone and duo and gap stuff was a little sloppier. The gap stuff, I don't think the timing's quite right. It's not hitting quite yet. And same thing, inside. I just didn't feel like they had the guys to push them. I thought, guys like Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones were in there making some really nice plays in that run game. But when they got outside the tackles, they were moving guys. You saw Broderick Jones have a few nice blocks. You saw Dan Moore have a few nice blocks. Darnell Washington was clearing out guys at the second level. And so, the run game was boom or bust. But when they, for their team run, when you have 10 reps and 5 of them go for 9 or more yards, that's a successful run period. Zach Frazier looked really good too, going against Ed Oliver, especially in pass pro. Broderick Jones against Von Miller. Very, very competitive reps. I thought this was Broderick Jones' best practice at camp. This is the most he's done. Remember, he's been wearing that huge brace on his right arm, so he's been kind of quietly a little more limited than people think. And he did really well today. Obviously, Von Miller had some nice reps. Obviously, Ed Oliver had some nice reps, but those are the Steelers' young guys, and they played pretty well today. I thought Zach Frazier, especially against Oliver, that is not an easy draw for anyone. I thought he did really well. So, big credit to Zach Frazier and Broderick Jones today. I thought they had nice practices. Van Jefferson continued his wire-to-wire solid camp. Scotty Miller continues to be solid. No one could cover George Pickens today. There was a lot there. On the defensive side, when I watched over there, man, Dalton Kincaid, Quentin Morris, and Khalil Shakir, these three guys did most of the damage for the Bills offense. We saw Josh Allen be pretty sharp today, throwing with anticipation, throwing with great ball placement. So Steelers defense had some trouble in the middle of the field guarding them, and it was often when Patrick Queen wasn't out there. So Queen had a really nice one-on-one rep where he went step for step with Kincaid on a wheel route and broke it up. I thought that was a really impressive rep, but they kind of limited Patrick Queen to a degree today. And so you saw guys like Peyton Wilson getting a lot of reps. Man, Wilson is playing really hard, and I think is very promising, obviously, but I still think he knows he has a lot to learn. It's naturally going to come at the NFL level. And so that's something to watch. But you saw the tight ends and Shakir out of the slot just really cook all day. And so that's a concern. I'm a little concerned about depth corner, certainly about the gunner situation for the Steelers. I think that's a concern for the team as well. And then, of course, wide receiver down the depth chart. We'll just kind of see what happens there. But I think it's reasonable to be concerned with wide receiver, even if the IU stuff kind of doesn't happen. I think they need to find somebody to fill in that room. So we'll kind of see what the Steelers end up doing there. But overall, pretty spirited practice. Good performance today by the Steelers. They looked like they belonged consistently, especially the offense. Again, I thought the Fields-led offense probably moved better than the Wilson-led offense. Russell Wilson will start, of course, against the Bills. Mike Tomlin did announce that today, so we'll see him in a live stadium. But in this joint practice, I think the Steelers saw a lot of good things. They saw some good signs out of their run game. Certain run types maybe need a little bit more polishing on them, but I think you saw them hit a few of them, and some of them were nice runs by the running backs too. So it's a good day for the Steelers overall out here at Acrisure Stadium, and we'll be back for Steelers breakdown later today. And of course, we'll be at the game on Saturday, Steelers-Bills, second preseason game for the Steelers. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening, everybody.